Alright, we are live. What is going on, my friend out there on the internet? Welcome to the video. My name is Brando Linick, and in this conversation I'm going to be sharing with you a quick question that actually popped up, and I've seen it pop up on the internet a lot. So I figured I'd share with you my personal experience on the matter and some ideas. The whole purpose of this video is to make sure you can leave this and have a clear idea on if you want to take action on this, if this is for you or if this isn't. But how to make it financially as a single mom on the internet is what we're talking about. And when I say on the internet and financially, I'm really talking to those of you who are wanting to be your own boss, create your own income, have more financial security in your life, be able to spend time with your kids, do the things that you want to do when you want to do it. If that is the case, the best thing you could tap into on a part-time basis, if you're working full-time or if you're wanting to do something part-time, I would highly encourage you, learn to build a business through the internet where you don't have the overhead of a traditional business model, employees, supplies, equipment, all that infrastructure, because putting together, it requires more than a full-time effort, where if you're doing that, you wouldn't be able to spend as much time as you want with your family. You'd be not as much focused on your job, okay? It would require a lot of work, a lot of energy, and a lot of money, and a lot of resources. So I wouldn't suggest taking the traditional road. It does work. People make lots of money that way, but when it comes to this specifically, the best tip I can give you is online business. And to give you a little bit of an idea of how you can go about this, from my story, a year ago, I was working about 50 hours a week in a restaurant, went from a dishwasher to a baker, $10 an hour to $10.50, felt like I was on top of the world. But at the end of every month, it was funny because I was falling off of my pedestal. I had more month at the end than money, and I don't know if you can relate, but it was frustrating. And that comfortability factor, working that job for 2.5, almost 3 years, started to get uncomfortable for me. And I started looking for ways to make money on the internet, came across YouTube videos like this one you're watching right now. Other people are obviously speaking than myself, and soaked up the information, then went on to the next video, then went on to the next blog post. And for 4 months I did this. For 4 months I started scouring the internet like a savage, just trying to find the secret to doing something on a part-time basis so I could escape this job, because it wasn't giving me the time freedom and life that I wanted. Long story short, 4 months after doing all this searching, I was able to come across an individual who was actually building a business and income on the internet. They were leveraging third-party systems where they didn't have to create their own product. They didn't have to reinvent any marketing materials. They didn't have to talk to their friends and family or do meetings or do any of that stuff that you'd have to do with a traditional business. And because they had time freedom, money freedom, location freedom, making a six-figure income online, which is not average, not typical, not guaranteeing you the same results, okay? But because they were able to do that, I modeled and copied them. We got in contact. In less than 3 months after modeling them, I was able to go from really struggling to creating a full-time income business, working part-time online. Haven't looked back since. That's going back to 2014. And I share that with you because I want to share with you what's possible, all right? I want to press it upon you because they're not average, they're not typical results. It's not a job that I was working. I didn't work and then get paid the first week I put in work. I had to work and I had to learn and I had to work and I had to learn and I had to adjust along the way, but I was willing to do that, determined, and I did it for 3 months. And even if it took me 4 months, I would have still done it, as long as I was able to, quit that job, as long as I was able to make enough money to leave that job, all right? And as long as I was willing to actually model someone who's willing to show me what to do. And that's what I did, all right? You don't have to do the same, but I would encourage you, learn to build a business online. It is the best tip I can give you guys here. It's what broke me through, and if it worked for me, it can definitely work for you. My big secret to it was just finding someone and modeling what they're doing, because there's a big bad internet out there, and it will gobble you alive if you do not know what you're doing, all right? If you don't know what you don't know, well, you don't know, and that can hurt you. So I would encourage you, find someone who's already walked down the path, they've made the mistakes you don't want to make, and model them, all right? Because that way you don't have to go down the path that they've went down. You don't have to make the same mistakes. Does that make sense? So I appreciate you. It's been fun. Really cool conversation. If you guys want to learn more information about building an income and a business through the internet the same way I've been able to, if you're coachable, trainable, you're willing to learn, you want to do this to quit your job, spend more time with your family, abundance and prosperity in your life, connect with me on my site. It's 123marketingtips.com. The link will be down below, and I will see you guys on the beach of the world. Take care.